Are you ready to be provoked in your mind, inspired in your spirit, and stimulated to be a better you? Then get ready. TnT Talk, television's inspirational talk, starts now.
Welcome to TnT Talk. This is Bishop Dr. Tyrone Smith. I am here with my co-host and my lovely wife.
Lady Savannah Smith.
You're too fast. You should have waited. You should have waited. We're
Sorry,
delighted
Bishop.
to have you with us on this delightful day. And we're glad to be back with you for another opportunity to broadcast and to share with you. As you can see, we're in our football attire. We are not necessarily promoting a specific team, um, but we are certainly promoting NFL because we definitely like football. We are definitely a football house.
Yes, and we are excited to be back with you this week.
Absolutely. First of all, want to shout out Adrian College up in Michigan as they are 4 and 0. 4 and 0. Shout out to our son, Jalen Smith, who is on that team, assisting and coaching, and very soon will be coming off of his red shirt and will be back on the field. And so we wanted to shout out Adrian College for a job well done as they are 4-0 for the first time in
14 years.
ladies
That's
and gentlemen,
major.
14 years. So they are making some headway there. And so this is really good. So, sweetheart, I want to go into something that we've never done. We have incorporated this into our show. It's now called the TnT Talk News. And we are putting this in because this gives our viewers that are watching all over the world to see what's going on in the specific regions where we occupy and or even other states of the union that are very close to us. We get a chance to share that with them. We want to share a video with you, and we want to start off by saying that we don't own the rights to the video, but we want to share with you because just this last week we had a Cat 4 hurricane to come inland and literally just show her force in Hurricane Helene. And it was
Absolutely devastating.
unbelievable. Let's go to the video. This is the force. This is the force that was left behind. This is the aftermath of a catastrophic Cat 4 hurricane.
Look at that.
Look at what the wind and the water has done. The
Early
level of
2000s, they were
saturation.
back-to-back
Let's
hurricanes
listen
that
to
hit.
this
They come up through the
president.
Gulf Stream. Of course, that's when we get the rain. I've crossed this actual bridge and water be bumping the bottom. But as you can see, the main current took over and washed this road out. I was born and raised just right up the road at Sunnyview. I live in Green Creek now. I'm trying to get to my 91-year-old grandmother, just make sure she's okay. My father lives up here. His wife's out of town in Colorado now, so it's just kind of, there's no cell service. I can't. And then another thing too is I got a daughter at Western Carolina and a daughter at Mars Hill, and I have not talked to them since 10 o'clock yesterday. So Dad's getting a little excited.
And you could tell he was getting ready to get emotional, just not being able to talk to his daughter.
Yeah.
And this is what life has done to us because we're so used to having our cell phone and so used to being able to just pick it up and call.
Yeah.
But what do you do when there's no service? What do you do?
Yeah, I know we talk about technology and how
There's
and the
probably
negative
50
effects
trees
of it,
blocking my
but
neighbor from coming out.
it's
I
a
started helping
necessity.
yesterday. The neighbors at the other end of the road, we got us out, but the other neighbors are trapped. Our little area and community, when you get to people like us, we work together. We're not stepping over each other. We're not jumping lines to buy the last candy bar. That's the way the world needs. We need community back.
He's talking right.
Yeah.
We need to work together and beyond just catastrophic events like this.
Yes.
I mean, that car is driving
It's
around power
dangerous.
lines, very dangerous, but just trying to get out. Just trying to get out because of the massiveness of what this hurricane
My
has done.
goodness.
And you can just see that just a whole region has been leveled.
Destroyed.
I mean, it's just leveled. I mean, this guy's just putting his shoes on and he's really just going to go and figure out what am I now going to do with my home that I definitely now know is
There's
no
a creek
longer my
behind
home.
the apartment that I stay in, and it was flooding the banks and not going under the highway like it should. So I got up, power went out, cell phone went out that early that morning, and so there's no way to talk to anyone. Some of the neighbors came and knocked on doors, and we sort of communicated with each other, pouring in the rain. I walked across the street to go check on a house that is a friend of mine's, and the water was at least 10 feet up from where it should be. Water in basements, water pushing boats through roofs of boathouses, debris, just all of people's toys and furniture was just floating out there. It was pretty devastating. I've never seen anything quite like it.
And that's the part. Your eyes and your heart are not prepared to see something like that.
Yeah,
It's not normal,
it is not.
but it becomes the new normal. And when he opens this door and you see what his house now looks like, it's unbelievable.
Just look at that.
Can you imagine that being your house, trying to figure out where do I start? What do I do?
What does life look like after this?
How do you go to work?
I don't think I or anyone else living here expected to see what we saw, the devastation that we saw, except for those I'm sure who were close to the rushing water.
I mean, he's going downstairs. You can clearly see it's a beautiful home. And now it's this.
Listen to the water. Wow.
When you turn the corner and you see your community just full of buildings and trash and floating boathouses and floating homes, it just sort of takes your breath away. And it was scary.
So this again, ladies and gentlemen, is Lake Lord, North Carolina, established in 1927. And obviously, this is not something that they're used to.
We do have marine repair here. We live on the river going out of town, so we kind of see both ends of it. They started dropping lake level a couple days ago, trying to keep ahead of the storm, but it just overran everything. And it flooded at our place maybe 25 feet over most of our property.
25.
Yeah. But the sirens all went off. We kind of knew because the sirens, we lost cell phones, we lost power, everything. We were able to move up to higher ground and stay out of the water anyways. It only was up for maybe 8 hours or so, then it went back down. We were lucky enough. We got all of our animals out. Everybody got out. It was okay. We got boat carnage everywhere, but that's it. We're living it.
They're alive. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is just a snapshot of the rain and the wind as it had come inland. And you can just see the level of the water. These are roadways that were once the road. It's now a creek and a river.
Wow. I'm sure that 8 hours seemed like a lifetime.
I can only imagine. I can only imagine. And then you start talking about the animals in the water, other things. I mean, there's so many different things now that you have to be aware of, and all of these things. There's so much to give thought to as you're just beginning to think about what do you do from here. There's so much.
So much recovery and restoration that has to take place.
And it really just starts with a made up mind. It just starts with your mind being made up that you really want to restore this and put it back together.
And hopefully you have the coverage to take care of this disaster that's happened to these homes, because all areas do not have flood insurance. Is that correct, Bishop?
Well, every area can get it, but it's not automatic. and typically you have to get it, and you have to get it 30 days before. You can't get it the day before the catastrophe. There's a 30-day grace period because I own my own insurance firm, and so these are the things that I deal with. And so I am advising many that because many who are not living near these waterways, who may not have seen these types of adverse conditions, well, now we're living in a new day and things are just different.
Yeah, it's almost a new normal now.
And so, because this is a new normal, and because what you're seeing is not the things that have happened before, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just saying to all of us that number one, we have to be very cognizant of the time that we're living in. Number two, we have to be prayerful. We really do.
Yes,
We have to turn ourselves back to God because when you have these types of occurrences, you need God to keep your mind,
yes,
your solidarity, and your wit so that you'll
absolutely.
know what are we going to do from here?
Yes, because if your mind is not, if you do not have the mind of Christ, it is going to be very difficult for you to withstand a storm that
Absolutely.
comes like this.
Absolutely. And,
It's a
sweetheart,
necessity.
can you imagine waking up? You have to wake up to this. It's not going to go away. You've got to come up with a plan and you've got to begin this rebuilding process. It's a lot.
I could not imagine
It's a lot.
even being a believer, and I know God is able to do all things, but that is something very hard to fathom. I could not imagine having to go through this at all.
And so, ladies and gentlemen, we wanted to share that with you so that as a viewing audience, wherever you are viewing TNT Talk, please pray for all of the citizens up and down the
Yes,
Carolinas, through Georgia, through the Florida Panhandle, all through Tampa, and I mean, all throughout these regions. These people
yes,
are really going through a lot, and they need our support. They need our prayers. Wherever you can lend your support, certainly
absolutely.
it would be well appreciated. And in the days to come, you'll hear us talk about our foundation and things that we're going to be doing, and certainly asking you all to assist us in our ability to reach individuals who are less fortunate that really just need assistance. And so keep your eyes and ears open
Yeah.
for the Doyen Network Foundation, where we can really assist in times like these. Listen, this is what we're going to do. We're going to go to a commercial, and then we're going to come back after this commercial. And we're going to go into another segment that we have just started. And we're going to kind of shift from this moment and just kind of have some fun. But as always, we certainly appreciate you being with us. And I want you to just stay right where you are and come right back. This is the TNT Talk with your host, Bishop Dr. Tyrone Smith, and my wife, Lady Savannah. We'll be right back.
More Americans are driving every day to work, to school, to church, or just to travel. And with all the new drivers on the road, accidents are sure to happen. Are you frustrated because your insurance keeps increasing? Are you shopping for a new car but need a good insurance rate? Then call Goosehead Insurance, the Smith Firm and Agency, the DMV's leading insurance broker. Whether it's a new car, too many tickets, a history of accidents, DUIs, or simply it's just too expensive, scan the QR code on the screen or visit us online at www.smithfirm.agency and submit an application for a quote. It only takes 2 minutes, and with AI technology and over 23 carriers to assist you, we can bind your policy and get you covered in the same day. Give our agents a call at 443-264-4398 or visit us online at www.smithfirm.agency. We're not just an agency, we're a standard of excellence.
And we are back. So we've added another section to the TNT Talk called
I want you to catch this. It's called the ultimate elimination. Now, here's the thought process behind this. I got to thinking, what if certain things didn't exist? Like, what if things that where we are so blessed to have so much, what if we pick two things and then to the viewing audience say, all right, you got to choose. One of them's got to go, and everything about it has got to go. You got to pick. We want you to vote. Want you to vote by email at doyenministries@gmail.com or vote via text at 410-793-7238. Now, what if
What if? What if? Which one has to go?
one of these has got to go? One of these has got to go. One of these has got to go. This is, there is no having both. One has got to go. It's either going to be the Mercedes Benz,
Or the BMW?
one of them has got to go. One of them will forever be gone, will never exist. We will never know of its luxury and the fineness of it. It will be gone forever.
I say BMW has to go.
I got to make sure your mic is working. Is your mic working? It
Yes,
sounds like
it's
you said,
working. I did.
did you say BMW?
Yes, I did. It's just something about the Mercedes that I absolutely love. BMWs are very nice ride, but I'm a Mercedes fan as well.
I want you all to know my wife is saying that as I am now experiencing my second BMW,
That I ride in every day.
and she just said, be gone.
Not really be gone, but
You
yeah.
have to get rid of one, ma'am.
Well,
One's going to be gone forever.
sorry, Bishop.
I'm telling
Mercedes
you,
rule.
it just seems like after 23 years of blissful marriage, you would think you know someone. Now all of a sudden, you find this out. What is going on?
I don't know.
We need you to vote, and hopefully you're not thinking like my wife.
Hopefully you
Um,
are. But you can cast your votes at doyenministries@gmail.com, or you could vote via text 410-793-7238. And we can't wait to see the response that we received. And the results will be aired on our next week broadcast.
And so when you do it, you don't have to, have a long message or anything like that. You can really just cast your vote. Now, if you want to talk to us, I mean, obviously,
We would love to talk
we'd
to you.
love to hear from you. I mean, we would love to hear from you. But if you just want to vote, just simple vote, BMW.
Mercedes. I'm sorry, Bishop.
You have to watch people. You have to watch people. I just can't believe it. I can't believe it. But what if?
What if?
What if there was a world
Oh my.
that you had to pick between Facebook
And YouTube.
and YouTube? One has got to go.
That's a hard decision.
I mean, think about it. YouTube has now completely changed the game.
It has, and everybody is on both platforms,
Both.
young adult and older people.
So when you think about Facebook, you're talking about the social media platform on the back end of MySpace, which really just changed the game.
Forgot about MySpace.
And now Facebook is really like the flagship of it all. Like it really changed the game. But yet and still, YouTube on the hinge of, even though it was out there, it has become something so different.
It has.
And so YouTube not only allows you to post up your videos, YouTube is now our streaming platform to watch regular television.
It is. It has so many
I
functions.
mean, it's
Yes.
just different. And so now the question becomes, First Lady picking Mercedes, which one would you pick?
That's a tough one. I would say Facebook had to go.
And what would be your decision? Now, I want to be clear with all of your choices, it's just your opinion. There's no right or wrong answer. It's just your opinion. But I'd love to hear your thoughts.
In my opinion, I'm not really a Facebook person. I lean more towards YouTube because of the multi-functionality, if I can say that it offers. If I want to search how to put something together, something quick,
Oh, I see where
something
you're
that I can
going.
rely
Yeah,
on, I can go to YouTube. I
yeah,
can't do that
yeah.
on Facebook. You can stream on YouTube. It's just so much that you could do. You can do some of the same things that on YouTube that you can do on Facebook. And it's just my platform of preference.
I
And
would
to me,
definitely.
it has more of an advantage. It is a more, in my opinion, professional look at times, depending on the content and message that you're trying to convey. It's just my preference.
Well, I tell you, you're going to win me when you started talking about YouTube as a tutorial.
Yes.
When you said that, I started thinking about my insurance agents
Yes.
that I am sending the platform to YouTube to study for their insurance exams, things like that. That's where, if you're going to, if there was going to be a way to sway my vote,
Yes.
well, you just got me right there because Facebook is very entertaining.
Yes.
Um, there's a lot to be seen. They do a lot. You've got a Facebook Marketplace where you
Yes.
can sell your goods and services. I mean, that's one of the advantages that it has. Although in a video form, you can still do that too in
Yes, you can.
YouTube. But I will also say that there's certain things that when posted on YouTube
Yes.
will not be flagged like it will be flagged in Facebook. So I would have to say where you were speaking blasphemous in the last one of the choice, I'd have to agree with you on this one. We would definitely get rid of Facebook.
And I would say it's a matter of content too. I know that, you can post different things on YouTube as well, but to me the content is more quality content in my opinion. When I go to look for things on YouTube instead of
Well, I think
Facebook.
the platforms are a little bit different and the way that they work are different. So there's a lot of things that you're going to see there where you wouldn't see it on Facebook. So, and then think using YouTube is a lot more simpler.
Yes.
Facebook has become a little complicated with a lot of its buttons, navigation. With YouTube, you kind of sort of know it's pretty simple. So I think it's a little bit easier. So yes.
And I also want to say this. I know we're not going to stay on this too long. To me, Facebook has caused several individuals, elderly and young adult, to lose their identity, in
Oh
my
my.
opinion. So it has a negative,
Wow.
in my opinion, effect as well.
So the
Because you have
scamming, the
the
scamming.
scamming,
Yes,
and not
yes.
only that, with people that are on social media, i.e., Facebook a lot, they use that to determine, okay, some that may um, have self-esteem issues and things like that, they use Facebook as a validation tool, which I think is very bad.
Mm,
So that's
wow.
where I was going with that. That's just my personal observation.
Wow.
And you should never use social media to validate who you are, because a lot of people end up comparing themselves to posts and things that are placed out there on social media, not realizing that that's not true. It's not
Wow.
reality.
Well, again, I would again have to agree with you. And thought about that scamming
Yes.
and a lot of the fake news.
Yes.
A lot of it definitely Facebook has definitely been a contribution to it because of users who have used it for ill-gotten gain,
Yes.
manipulation, um,
All of the above.
yeah, just really getting into the heart and the mind of an individual. So just in thought, it's the ultimate elimination. It's the ultimate elimination. One must go, all of its works. You gotta choose one if you dare. And you can vote at doyenministries@gmail.com, or you can vote at by text 410-793-7238. Which one would you choose? Would you choose YouTube or would you choose Facebook? Which one would you choose? Or when you look at the other one, which I think for car luxury car owners and those who have had them, by far is one of the toughest things that you'd have to make. Which one would you choose? Would you choose the ultimate driving experience? Want to say that again for those who may be
Yeah,
inspiring
yeah.
to go the other way. BMW is the ultimate driving experience. Would you go with the BMW or would you go with the Mercedes?
Mercedes. And that's because Bishop will be riding on the passenger side of my Mercedes when I get it, just like I ride on the passenger side of his BMW now.
You
So,
know,
what say you, Bishop?
what I say is, what I say is, we'll be a home that will have some controversy because in our garage we will have both, and one of us, if we had the power, would be blinking the other one's car to oblivion because all of its works and everything about it would be gone.
Beg to differ.
And so, this is one of those moments where you just get to know your mate in a different way. Because I surely would have never thought that as we are now experiencing not one but the second BMW, that my wife would have absolutely agreed and joined me on the side, the better side.
It's a nice ride. I must
It
admit
is
it
the
is.
ultimate driving experience. Let's not confuse that. Let's not confuse that.
It is. However,
Let's not confuse it. It is the ultimate driving experience. Let me say this one more
the
time.
ultimate driving
Ultimate driving
experience.
experience.
I
Thank
get
you.
it.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. So, you can vote. We're looking forward to your vote. As Lady Savannah said, we will have the results for you on our next show. And we can't wait to see where this is going to go. Because if, can you imagine what's going to happen? Now, you may have some that will ultimately agree on everything, and then you're going to have some that's going to be divided. So it's going to be unique to see where this goes. But I'm certainly looking forward to it. And also, let me say this for those of you that want to connect with us in social media, our social media links are right here, right above us. As you can see, they're right here. All right. Now, this one right here, these are mine, as you can see right here. And then these over here is for First Lady. And so, and then you see our Dorian Network site. We want you to go to the site, learn who we are. We'd love to connect with you. Keep in contact with us because we're going to be talking about
Yes.
the Dorian Network Foundation and some of the things that we're going to be doing. And we're going to be looking to partner with many of you across the country as we explore in some various opportunities to really, really, really help communities, pretty much like what happened in Lake Lore, North Carolina. We're really going to be working together. So, listen, this is what we're going to do. We're going to take another commercial break, get ourselves ready for the word segment, and then we'll get a chance to share in thought with that. And so, you all get ready for the word and slip over, go ahead and cast your vote as well, because we want to get your vote. This is the TnT Talk with your host, Bishop Dr. Tyrone Smith, and my wife, Lady Savannah. Y'all stay tuned. We'll be right back.
In this age of technology, graphics are everywhere. PGEE Graphic Design offers flag banners as a great way to display your church, business, or organization. These banners can go up to 12 feet high, 3 feet wide. You can get a feather or teardrop custom banner today. Need a custom logo, seal, or crest for your business, church, or title? Let PGEE Graphic Design help you. Make sure your brand fits your vision. Within 5 days or less, we can give you the image you're looking for. PGEE, designing with you in mind. Nothing makes an event look good like a retractable, backdrop, or X-frame banner, and PGEE Graphic Design can design your banner and enhance your event. We have many different sizes to choose from and a 7 to 10 day turnaround to get the banner to you. Need a poster design for a special event or funeral? We take our time and design with you in mind to ensure the look you want in the time frame that you need. No matter what your graphic needs are, our team of graphic designers can handle it. Websites, book covers, flyers, letterhead, yard signs, invitations, funeral obituaries, embroidery, car magnets, and so much more. PGEE stands ready to assist you with one or several of your graphic needs. Give us a call 410-793-7238 or via email pgee.graphic@gmail.com. PGEE Graphic Design. We design with you in mind.
And we're back with the TnT Talk with your host, Bishop Dr. Tyrone Smith, and my lovely wife, Lady Savannah. And we are now getting ready for the most important segment in our show. This portion is something where everybody should want and everybody needs, young or
Everybody.
old. I don't care how long you've been in ministry. I don't care whether or not you're a parishioner. I don't care if you're a preacher. Everybody needs the word.
Everybody.
And so let's get into the message. Let's get into the message. I want you all to, it's really a very familiar scripture. For those of you that have been in church for any length of time, um, it's a very familiar scripture, and it really coincides with Jonah the prophet.
Hmm.
Um, and so the 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 narrative of Jonah, um, a lot of that particular story about Jonah is so unique because of what actually happened
It is.
to Jonah. And for those of you that never read the book of Jonah, Jonah is one of the minor prophets. Certainly, you've got major and you've got minor. I want to say theologically that the terminology of
Hmm.
major and minor is not because one was more significant than the other.
Correct.
It's not that at all. It's really just about the vastness of the books. Um, it was kind of penned by other theologians, great minds, collegians who have helped to push the Bible down through the age, kind of came up with this thought that the books that were bigger would be major, but then the books that were smaller would be minor. And then also, too, looking at the impact of the major
Hmm.
versus the impact of the minor, which there are four major prophets, but there are five major books.
Hmm.
So you've got Jeremiah the prophet,
Hmm.
and then you have Isaiah the
Hmm.
prophet, and then you have Jeremiah the prophet. Um, but and then when you consider Daniel also in the prophets, but
Hmm.
then Jeremiah wrote Lamentations.
He did.
And so Lamentations, because it was written by Jeremiah, is actually considered to be one of the major books. So you have
Hmm.
5 major prophetic books. Then you've got 12 minor prophet books,
Hmm.
and Jonah being one of those minor prophets.
Yes,
But his story is so major.
it is.
And it was so major that it was referenced by Jesus in the book of Matthew.
It was.
And Matthew, being the one of the apostles and concentrated on the teachings of Jesus, I want to read this in your hearing up, and so you can see this. Um, One day, some teachers of religious law and Pharisees came to Jesus and said, "Teacher, we want you to show us a miraculous sign to prove your authority." Now, I want to stop there because when they said teacher, I've learned over time that in certain settings, when people interact with you, if they know the validity of who you are
Hmm.
and know the title of who you are,
Yes.
and then they call you something else, what they're really trying to do is, in a sense, almost kind of a,
Throwing
a
shade.
little shade,
Yes.
um, you know, to try to downplay who you are.
Yes.
See, and so when they say that, it's just like, hey, teacher, you're this great teacher. Okay, well, we got something that we want to challenge you on here.
Hmm.
Just, now they didn't want to say challenge, but the goal was to challenge him,
It was.
to try to trip him up,
It
right?
was.
And so let's go back to that. I
Okay.
want to go back to, because I want them to see when they say we want to sign, because we just need to see what kind of authority you
You
have,
really had.
which
Yeah.
which again is telling you that they don't
They
believe
don't
that
believe.
he has this authority. So then they said, Jesus replied, only an evil,
Adulterous.
adulterous generation would demand a miraculous sign. The only sign that you're going to get is the sign of the
Prophet
prophet Jonah.
Jonah.
Now, in order to really understand that, the first thing we got to unpack is the fact that in his rebuttal,
Hmm.
he identified them in 2 adjectives.
Yes.
One, he called them evil,
Evil. Hmm.
or in another translation, he called them wicked.
Hmm.
Wicked, ladies and gentlemen, comes from the same word that we use for Wicca, where we talk about or reference a Wicca chair. What is distinctive about a Wicca chair is how it's made and how the
Are
strings
intertwined.
are intertwined together, and they are so
Strong.
tight
Hmm.
that it can support the weight of something that is far greater
Hmm.
than its actual singular strand, because the singular strand is nowhere near as strong, but when you bind it
Together.
together.
Yes.
So, wicked or wickedness is a type of evil that is so intertwined together
Yes.
that his ability to penetrate
Yes.
is very difficult.
Hmm.
So when you talk about an evil generation, ladies and gentlemen, or a wicked generation,
Yeah.
you're talking about a generation that its belief or denial or its uh, reprobate
Hmm.
mindedness is so tight,
It's hard to reach.
he can't reach it.
Yeah.
So he identified them there. Then he also said, "You are
An
an
adulteress.
adulteress."
Hmm.
Ladies and gentlemen, just so you understand the terminology that Jesus used in that scripture, If you were not married, you cannot be an adulteress.
Mhm.
The only way that you could be this particular
Mhm.
adjective and or in a sense a type of pronoun,
Uh-huh.
the only way you could be that means you were married
To other gods.
and you are
Mhm.
having an affair.
Uh-huh. Yes.
Adulteress, the reason why he used that term is because the church is considered to be the
It
bride,
is.
Christ,
Mhm.
right?
Yes.
So, because being the bride, he identified these individuals as adulterous,
Mhm.
meaning you were once married
Mhm.
and faithful,
Yes.
but you have now stepped out of that into behavior being satisfied with another lover.
Mhm.
In this case, other God.
Gods.
And so, because of this, he identified that before he made a statement.
Mhm.
Then he said, okay, you want a sign?
This is the only
This
one
is the
you're going to
sign
get.
you're going to get. Let's
Mhm.
bring that back up because I want them to see how he identified. He said, you want a sign? Here's your sign. You will have a sign in the prophet Jonah. Period. Then he said, for as Jonah was
The
in the
belly.
belly of the great fish for 3 days and three
Three
nights,
nights.
so will the Son of Man be in the
On
heart of
the
the
earth
earth for
for
3
3 days
days and
and
three
three
nights.
nights.
Now, the other part is, I could talk about the other part, but I want to get to this part about Jonah. Jonah, ladies and gentlemen, represents that which is prophetic, prophecy being the foretelling of the future
Mhm.
that can only come from God. Jonah represents having such ability, but because Jonah didn't want to go to Nineveh, he did not believe that Nineveh would change. So, because he felt like they would not change, he thought it would be frivolous to go to Nineveh to preach change and to have them converted to Christ.
Mhm. Can I say something, Bishop? So, who are we to determine if a people is worth saving or not if God has sent us to give them a warning message?
Mm.
Who are we to make that decision?
The danger of our giftings is that we have now reached a place where we will determine whether or not we will go. And in most cases, it has more to do with the monetary gift that is being given.
Wow.
It now becomes the determining factor as to why you will go or why you will not go in a lot of
Yes.
cases. Many will say that that is not true, but it really is, and I have seen it amongst my colleagues, where if the offerings and or honorarium is not at a certain level, then they will not go. The gospel alone is no longer the gospel to the winning of the lost.
Yes.
The gospel now is the gospel of the winning of the lost and the contribution to my lifestyle. That's what it is. So Jonah, metaphorically, philosophically,
Mhm.
psychologically, and theologically,
Mhm.
represents prophecy going the wrong
Wrong
way,
way. Yes.
doing its own thing, having its own way,
Mhm.
developing its own system,
Mhm.
and then determining whether or not an audience is worthy of my gift. A gift that I did not give
That's
myself,
right.
but a gift that was given by God.
Absolutely.
And so now prophecy has decided that rather than do what God said to do,
Mhm.
prophecy now determines whether or not I will or I will not go.
Mhm.
In this sense, Jonah had decided that he wasn't going to go to Nineveh.
Mhm. He
He
did.
was going to go to Tarshish. He's going in the wrong direction.
Mm-hmm.
But let me then introduce you to the mind of God.
Mm-hmm.
Because though you may be going in the wrong direction, you are still the property of
That's
God.
right.
And because there is still a need for the
Uh-huh.
prophetic utterance, rather than destroy who you are, he's going to redirect
Correct. Yes.
who you are so that what he initially wanted,
He's going to get.
he's going to get it. He's just that wise. So he's going in another direction. A storm comes.
Mm-hmm.
When the storm comes, they want to draw straws to determine who's going to get kicked off this boat because this boat is coming apart. Bible says in the drawing of lots, he drew the wrong lot and he got kicked off. Now, again, to show you the metaphor, the analytical, the psychological, the theological, and the distinct power of God. And if he really wanted to kill Jonah,
He could have.
he could have. Because the same storm, as we are speaking about hurricane,
Yes.
the same storm that was tearing up the boat didn't kill Jonah when they threw him off. Now, how is it that that storm is ripping this boat apart, but it doesn't kill a man who no longer even has a boat to be in? There is the distinct honor and the grace and the long suffering of God.
It is. Very much
Because
so.
where others would be destroyed and other things would be destroyed, he will preserve you
Yes, he will.
even when you are wrong.
Yes, he will.
And this is all in conjunction to when he said, you want a sign of my authority? I'm going to show you the sign. The sign is going to be the sign of Jonah the prophet. He wanted to parallel something in the past
Mm-hmm.
to show the distinct power and grace of his authority in the future.
Yeah.
So he did that. And then as I'm walking it out, now showing the audience,
Mm-hmm.
this is how you going to know how much authority he really has.
Yes.
Because number one, instead of killing you, he'll allow everything to be destroyed around you
Mm-hmm.
and save you.
Yeah. That's your second chance.
See, that's how you know that
Yeah.
God is real.
Yeah.
Because he'll let you lose your job.
Yeah.
He'll allow your car to get repossessed.
Mm-hmm.
He'll allow your home to be
Yes.
foreclosed. He'll allow sickness to happen. He'll allow your friends to leave.
Mm-hmm.
He'll allow your family to turn their back on you, but keep you alive.
And sometimes he just needs to shake things up in order to get your attention, to let you know that you are not in control. You may have the gift, but I'm still in control. And sometimes it takes something like that to open our eyes, to make us recognize that we're his mouthpiece.
Absolutely.
We have to do and say, as he says, not what we want.
And never ever think that because you have reached a place of notoriety,
Yeah.
your notoriety has nothing to do with God. Nothing to do with God.
Yes, because the same way that he allowed you to ascend, he can take it all away at the drop of a hat.
And so, because of it, Jonah's cast off of the boat.
Mm-hmm.
He's now in this storm, no boat,
Nothing.
no life preserver. Don't know if he went to the YMCA to get the swim classes.
You probably wish you
He probably wished that he was taking them classes, but he was too busy on the road prophesying.
Yeah.
So he was getting all the money and decided that I don't want to go to the YMCA to the class. He wanted to go down the Tyson's Corner and go shopping down to
Wow.
Bloomingdale's, get himself some Louis Vuitton, some Balenciaga, and some Fendi and Gucci.
Wow.
So
Big trip.
he ain't want to do the class. So now you done got Hurricane Helene come by. You in the middle of the ocean without a paddle and without a boat,
Oh, yeah.
and you in trouble.
Yeah.
But because God still needs you,
His grace.
my God,
His grace. Yeah.
God still needs you.
Yes.
And instead of letting you die in the thing that destroyed everything else, right in the middle of all
Mm-hmm.
that destruction, God proves his love and his grace for you.
Yes.
And he saves him by allowing him to be swallowed by a great
Fish.
fish. Some translations say whale, but later it was proven that it wasn't a whale, it was a great
Great
fish.
fish. Yeah.
So he gets swallowed by this great fish. Now, some would say, you done went from your house foreclosed on to now living in a shelter. I mean, you are in a bad place. You
A very
and your
bad
Gucci.
place.
You and your Gucci is now in the shelter. I'm talking about the shelter where it's 500 people, 200 beds, and you got to figure it out.
Yeah.
You and your Gucci got to figure it out. So now he's in the belly.
Uh-huh.
Bible says he's there for 3 days and 3 nights. Then let me talk prophecy to you
Go ahead, Bishop.
and let me clarify something, because for those that would really want to understand the story, you really got to ask yourself this question. Out of all of the sea creatures that he could have allowed him to be swallowed by, why did he allow him to be swallowed,
By a fish.
and not just any
A
fish,
great fish.
but a great
Yeah.
fish? So, for those of you that have studied the Bible for any length of time, and even those of you that are just Bible appreciators of any kind, you will know that the fish symbol is actually a sign of the church.
It is.
So, ladies and gentlemen, what actually happened, God allowed prophecy to be swallowed by the greatness of the church. Because the only way that prophecy can be fixed, it's got to be fixed at the altar of the church.
That's good.
Because God's got to bring it back to where it was birthed.
Uh-huh.
He's got to get it back in line so that he can speak to it, so that he'll know that he's got prophecy's full attention so it can do what it's supposed to
That's
do.
right.
3 days and 3 nights in the belly,
Mm-hmm.
in a dark place, but in a growing place.
Wow.
A place to get back to where you know that God was talking.
Uh-huh.
A place that you know that when times are difficult, you know that the access to the altar of God in the church is still there.
Yes.
And so he gets swallowed by this fish in these days. And I wish I should have had my producer to bring it up, because in the second chapter of the book of Jonah, you read Jonah's cry from the belly of the whale. And the cry that he cried,
It's different.
the prayer that he prayed,
Uh-huh.
because you pray different when you in a
Yes.
dark place.
I know that's right.
You pray different when things ain't going right.
Yes.
You pray different when all your stuff is gone,
Yes.
and you pray different when your crowd has diminished.
Yes.
You will pray different. And in there, he prayed a whole lot different. But in his prayer, he prayed so good that the great fish vomited him
Spit
out.
him back out. Yes.
And in the story, I could see metaphorically that after the church did what it was supposed to do, it thrusts prophecy back out,
In the right direction. Yes.
going in the direction that it's supposed to go,
Uh-huh.
to reach the people that they were supposed to reach,
Come on.
to cause change to the people that they were supposed to change.
Yes.
And the Bible said that he got down there and he preached to those Ninevites,
Mhm.
and their hearts were changed.
Yeah.
So I want to say to those of you that are watching this show, that are looking at that story and wonder, what is the sign of Jonah the prophet?
Mhm.
The sign of Jonah the prophet is couple of different things. Number one, it's a sign that
Mhm.
when prophecy is going in the wrong direction,
Yes.
that's one of the ways that we will actually see the authority of God.
Uh-huh.
Because rather than cut prophecy off,
Yes.
he's going to recalibrate prophecy
Mhm.
and get prophecy going in the
Right
direction it's supposed to go.
Absolutely.
Number two, that prophecy is going to wind up right back where it needs to be,
That's right.
back at the altar of
At
God,
the altar.
right at the church of the Most High.
Yes.
And then when it is back where it needs to be. It's
Yes.
going to be released
Uh-huh.
from the church, and it's going to go out and it's going to save those that need to be
Yes.
saved.
Do what it
And
was
so,
supposed to
listen,
do.
I'm
Yes.
telling you right now, this is an opportunity for somebody as you're listening to this
Yes.
that you need to absolutely know that we are going in the right direction
Yes.
and we are waiting on God now to recalibrate prophecy and
Yes.
get us in the right direction. Hope you have enjoyed this message today, and I hope that you will revisit this because this broadcast can be replayed. And you can find us in Facebook and social media as we do this particular broadcast on TNT live on Facebook and on YouTube. And we would love to have you. And we
Yes.
hope that you have enjoyed our TNT talk on this specific day. This has been Bishop Dr. Tyrone Smith,
And Lady Savannah Smith,
and we again have enjoyed being with you. We look forward to seeing you next week. You got to come back
you have to.
because you got to figure out what was the votes, which one was eliminated. Want you to come back because you got to figure out which one's got to go. Mercedes Benz, BMW, which one? Or Facebook
Or YouTube.
or YouTube. Got to come back. This has been the TNT Talk with your host, Bishop Dr. Tyrone Smith, and my lovely wife, Lady Savannah. We want to see you next week at this same channel, this same time.
Yes.
Take care, everybody.